Welcome everyone. Guess what? We're back. and can you see? I'm curious because I don't know how this is going to look on like a 4K display.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Deep in the shadows, can you see where we are?
You see the giant.
Give everyone a minute. Well, they've probably already seen the title.
Yeah, they're ripping up Ronto wraps right now. They're roasting it up.
They're roasting it up. Have you ever had a Ronto wrap?
I have.
Dude. They are like if filet mignon, if what's something else that's good? Caviar. What's like the best food of all time?
Ronto wrap.
Ronto wrap.
Yeah.
It's like that. Get a Ronto wrap today. Man, you remember I put up a video on my channel where I did the review and then threw it away immediately?
Yeah.
That's still, I started a TikTok and I put that video on there and I get hate comments like daily on that. Like, shame on you. This is such a waste. By the way, it wasn't a waste.
Yeah.
One, because you got a free, when we stayed on the at the Star Wars Hotel, the Starcruiser, they gave you that stuff for free. So it actually wasn't a waste. We wasted Disney's money.
It was technically for me a little bit because I used my token for that one, and I didn't realize until later that it worked for your entire trip. It wasn't just Starcruiser.
Yeah.
So we were at Disney World, and we still had these credits on our account for free food. I used mine up on the Ronto wrap.
I never have heard anyone. I never heard anyone else talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, because honestly, not that many people went to the Star Wars Hotel, but of those who did, I don't think they knew you could do that.
The free food you got counted towards the entirety of Disney
They credited
World.
your account.
Yeah.
Because I did mobile order after the trip. We kept going. We went back to Disney World.
Yeah.
And on the Disney app, I ordered food at the Avatar restaurant, Satuli Canteen, and it was all free.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, your account was credited because you were at the Star Wars Hotel. It was like,
oops. Okay.
I should have given that to you, and I apologize.
It's okay.
I apologize.
We didn't know at the time. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want my Ronto wrap. Here you go.
It's
like,
okay.
I
got you cookies
you
today,
did.
so we're good.
Bought me cookies.
By the way,
for this.
So today's episode is going to be, we're here in Galaxy's Edge, in Disneyland, and what we thought we would do is talk about this land. This was like one of the most ambitious add-ons to the theme park ever. Supposed to be anyway, and so we're kind of looking at it 5 years later. It is literally, to this day, 5 years ago today.
And we didn't know, like, we were like, oh, we just did an episode on that.
Yeah, we can't go back to Galaxy's Edge.
And it's like, no, that was 5 years ago.
Half a decade ago.
At the previews, we did an episode on Galaxy's Edge. We did a later one on Just the Ride because that hadn't opened yet.
Yeah.
But
on Rise of the Resistance.
On Rise of the Resistance. But it's been 5 it doesn't feel like 5 years.
No.
So.
But anyway, I'm introing it, but before we get to that, as I mentioned, I got Kevin cookies here.
Yeah.
There has been a huge, how do I say this? There's been a pandemonium in the park where the restaurant Harbor Galley by the Haunted Mansion, every day there's a huge line because they have these hot, fresh out of the ovens little mini chocolate chip cookies, and people are buying them by the suitcase.
Yes.
And even if you mobile order them, a lot of times it's like you can't get them till later. So when I got here in the morning, like a saint, like Father Teresa, I mobile ordered some for Kevin before he got here because he is the chocolate chip cookie aficionado, wizard. So what's the final verdict on the Disneyland hot chocolate chip cookie pack?
They're very good. I love them. Yeah, they're good. They're a step under than Costco's new cookie.
Oh, really? You think so?
Slightly. Because I just had one of those and slightly under. I say that because the ones here taste like, when you go to the store, you can get the dough, the Toll House or whatever. That stuff's awesome. Super good. Having that fresh and stuff, but I can tell that's what this is.
Yeah.
Not a knock on it. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah, they're delicious.
But Costco tastes a little better than that.
Okay.
So I give it to Costco.
Interesting. I haven't had the Costco one recently enough to make that call.
Yeah, I have one, how often do I get gas?
I don't know, but I'm just going to say something. I hope it's not insulting.
What?
I would say almost every time I bring up Costco, in any form, Kevin will tell me, "Oh yeah, I just had the cookie there," and it was like. I bring up Costco a lot, and you've always just recently had the cookie. This is worrying.
Yeah, I need to chill out.
You may need cookie therapy.
I love chocolate chip cookies though.
That is why I wanted to ask you. And I'm an enabler by we got the pack of them. So
and milk. Thank you.
I did order milk because I figured your review was going to be, man, these are good, but it would have been great with milk. So guess what? They have milk.
Yep.
So anyway, this is what we're doing, guys. Grown men getting cookies and milk.
Hey,
talking about it.
Technique. My favorite technique on eating cookies and milk is eat cookies until you're so thirsty you're gonna die.
Yeah.
You're gonna die, and then chug that milk. It's the best in the world.
Yep. I was gonna make a joke, but it wasn't very good. But anyway, I never really would dunk the cookie. That's always like, oh, you dunk them in milk. Not really. No. Sometimes fun to do with an Oreo. Yeah. Sometimes. But you know what I did discover though? I never.
Thank you.
Not a dunker guy.
Dunkerman.
But I'm not a dunkelman. Sorry, Barbara. But man, if you go to the donut shop and you get like the buttermilk bar.
Oh yeah.
And you dunk that in coffee.
Those are built to dunk. They're longer
because the bitterness of the coffee with the sweet buttermilk bar donut thing. Okay, that is my exception. That I will dunk.
Yeah.
Tim Tam Slam, that's good.
Yeah, that is.
But when chocolate chip cookies, not really dunking them. Sometimes I do the thing where I got it in my mouth and I'll drink the milk while it's still in my mouth. Sometimes. But the best thing is, eat them and just chug that milk, dude.
Oh, so good.
Anyway, thanks for watching this week's episode. We talk food stuff. This reminds me of there's a movie called Fatso.
I've heard of this movie.
Yeah, because Shout Factory put it out, and I just thought it looked funny, so I bought the Blu-ray. I was like, I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
I'm just buying it. A movie called Fatso.
Yeah.
And it's Dom DeLuise, and he's really trying to eat better, and he goes to a therapy group that's like, they talk through food addiction and stuff like that. And they do that, and he's like, my favorite thing, and it's so hard to stop doing it, is, and he talks like that. He's like, I would get like a hot brownie, and I would just like put that in my mouth, and then I'd get ice cream and put that in my mouth. And then the advisor, the counselor is like, ooh, did you ever like have milk with that? Yeah. Well, what if did you ever try like putting ice cream like in the brownie and then cooking that? Oh, no, isn't that like baked Alaska? Oh, and then it cuts to them and they both have eaten all this dessert. Like they both talked each other into eating all this crap. I feel like that's what we just did.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we're not doing that. See?
No.
Check it out. Diet Coke. I do, healthy stuff. Anyway, this cancels out the cookie. But anyway, we're going to talk about Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, 5 years in.
Again, 5 years later,
what's changed?
How do we feel differently about it now?
Yeah.
We were very, very positive when it started.
Yeah.
This is going to...
You're going to burp?
I'm trying not to.
We're in public, dude.
Anyway. Just what is... Has our reaction to it changed? Has this land changed?
Yeah.
And I would say out the gate, I loved this when I first went to it. Over the years, there has been a very, a lot of mixed reactions, but I feel like, and maybe this is a hot take, you people at home, let me know. I know people who think this is the coolest land they've ever built. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people that are just like, oh, Galaxy's Edge, I never go there. I don't, whatever. Now, I guess if you're not into Star Wars, maybe you wouldn't be interested in the first place. But, I really liked it. I will say I am very terminally online when it comes to theme park stuff. Mm. But when this was all getting announced and stuff like that, I did stay away from. I didn't want to see
a second. I didn't want to see not even just the rides. I didn't want to see the areas being built. I didn't want to see walkthroughs of just the shopping area right here. I wanted to experience that firsthand when I first checked. And we went to the preview with Doc Ryan.
Yeah.
And that was so much fun.
That was so much fun, not knowing anything.
Yep.
And I think a big part of why I still like Galaxy's Edge a lot is really, my expectation of it was what is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I came here and it's like, oh, I really feel like it's an Epcot pavilion. I think our friend Katie said this.
Yes.
She was like, it felt like space Morocco or like Epcot pavilion on an alien
a different planet. Yeah. Where it's like, check out all this cool stuff. Like, we got check out our wares.
Yes.
And it's like, here's food from our area, and here's that. Like,
and so in that I went into it, and that I just am like so entertained by that.
Yeah.
But even staying away from stuff, I kept hearing, oh, there's going to be like RPG elements and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that never came to be.
No.
And so that definitely was for me a weird, like, what happened there?
It was just like, okay, it's just this app, and I scan stuff for bolts.
Yeah.
Even when it opened up, I'm like, I don't see this being that great.
So so that sucked then and now.
Yeah.
That has never come to be.
They even added, it's right over here, but they added that bounty hunter thing.
Yeah.
We tried it once.
And it sucked.
And it's like, this is not fun.
Oh, you can go around the park with the new Magic Band Plus and look for the bounty hunter, and then come back and an alien behind this door will tell you something. Oh, okay. Then what? No, that's it. Oh, okay.
But you can tell, and you're probably going to bring this up, but you can tell all of that went into the Starcruiser.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
so that was kind of,
all of that, like, you could tell they just took all those ideas and plussed them to the point where, like, oh, this is so much fun. To the point where when we started the Starcruiser, I was skeptical because I'm like, I don't know, this app, it's app stuff again.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that going to be fun? Like, I didn't like it here. It's a totally different experience.
Yeah. And it's interesting, we talked about it a little bit on the Mega 64 podcast, but we didn't talk about it on here. A lot of people are talking about the Star Wars Hotel because a big video came out about it. Jenny Nicholson put out a video detailing the whole experience, and I will talk about that for a second, just in terms of like, I said this on the podcast, but I was a little bit dreading that coming out because I knew it was going to be probably a negative video. I remember she was posting. She went kind of right near it opening.
Yeah, like right off
when
the
it
bat.
opened.
Yeah.
And I kept kind of hearing negative stuff. Like, she's like, none of this stuff worked.
Yeah.
And I was kind of just dreading it, like, oh, it's going to be how it was bad at every level. And then, I mean, not that, I mean, I don't care. If that was her experience, so be it. Yeah. But I guess why I was dreading it was just like, oh, I got to hear, this video is going to probably get 1 million views, and I'm going to have to hear about this from all these people. Oh, so the whole thing was broken? Did that happen to you? Whereas for us, that did not. We were there in the last 2 weeks of it being open.
Totally.
And so much of that stuff was either fixed or, I honestly don't know because we only went once, how much of it was things being fixed, but also, I think, and you give me your opinion, I think because it was the last 2 weeks of it, everyone there gave their all.
Yes.
Because one thing that really broke my heart about her video, again, a lot of her video was how the app screwed her trip up.
Yeah.
And I have seen a lot of people who were really into the Galactic Starcruiser, really affected by it, which I think it's safe to say we were.
Yeah,
we had like one of the, I'll just speak, it was speaking for you, like one of the best weekends
once in a lifetime experience. It was so much fun.
It was so good. And let me tell you, I've had so many people reach out like, dude, caught you being a shill. Like Jenny's video showed it how it really was. I'm like, that was her experience and this was ours.
Yeah.
The app screwed her trip.
I know. And for us, it worked so well, I didn't know how it worked. I'm like, this is so accurate into like who I'm talking to, what I'm doing.
It was perfect.
And I'm like, how are they sensing this? Like, how do they know that I had this conversation with this person and all this stuff? And it worked to a T. I talked to somebody just offhand, like, hey, how's it going? What's your name? And everything like that. And then later on I go, hey, we talked today. Go and do this for me. And I'm like, oh, like, and it has their photo on it and everything like that. That blew my mind. But like, we were late in the game.
Again, what enchanted me the most is we were doing random stuff. Yeah. We really wanted to get like the Force to go on, like get involved in some of the Force related activities. And then we would do something. And one of the Saja dudes, I remember him coming up, I think to me or to you. Yeah. And sorry, I'm going to touch you. Touching your arm going, is that still something you're interested in? The Force?
Yeah.
And it was like, how did you know that?
I know.
Like, that's so cool. So again, we had very different experiences than she did in that regard. But watching her video, she praised all the same stuff that I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, all I was going to say was, I know a lot of people who love that hotel experience.
Yes.
And were so hurt by her video. Like, what do you mean it was bad? You know, why are you tearing it down? And I didn't see it that way. I saw it as like, well, cool, it worked out amazing for us.
Yeah, but
if the app could destroy your potentially $6,000, and I'm gonna emphasize again, none of us. I'm not gonna go into it.
Yeah.
What we did with ours.
Yeah.
How we got in. None of us paid that full amount. None of us paid. She, it sounds like, paid that full thing.
Yeah.
And the fact that the app could foul up that, and there's no recourse. It's like, yeah, bummer.
That's a flaw.
Yeah,
like,
that should be talked about.
Yeah.
And her whole video, the whole point of it that she got to at the end was they're doing a lot of stuff that relies on this app that might not work, and there's a lot of details that Disney nowadays does gloss over that is like, we come to you for these little details, and you're kind of just whatever to a lot of them. And even though there was a lot of really amazing stuff in the Starcruiser, that doesn't change that fact that it's Disney management today that is a problem.
Yes.
You know, that there's a lot of things they're not getting, or that they are just cutting corners or handling in a way that is really not cool.
Yes.
That was the end game of that video, and to me, it was like that. Us having the most amazing weekend ever doesn't negate those points.
No,
I
at
think.
all. Not even a little bit.
The only things that I actually fundamentally disagreed with that video was she didn't play with that robot in the room. You know,
that was so cool,
dude. That robot was basically my girlfriend. Like
by the end,
like she would say so many nice things to me. I said nice things to her. It was like the movie Her.
It tells you like bedtime stories. We were a bunch of like four grown dudes getting like a bedtime story.
Yeah, I mean it was goofy as hell, but that was fun.
Still loved it.
But anyway, so that was cool. No, but I mean I'm joking around about that, but there really wasn't. Yeah, I mean. Anyway, just wanted to touch on that. That video blew up really big.
Yeah.
It was written about in Rolling Stone. Like I said, we had a totally different experience. And but let me just circle back to what broke my heart the most in her video was that she said when she got there, and again, she went at the opening of the Star Wars Hotel. We went at the last 2 weeks of it being open.
There was only like one more showing or two more showings after us, and that was it.
And then it was done for good. What broke my heart in her video was that she came up with this character and a backstory and everything that I think she said she was going to be an influencer from Coruscant or something like that. And she said when she got there, she told her backstory to someone and they were like, okay, what's your real name? You know, like they didn't entertain that at all. Not only did that not happen in our trip, we literally, when we got there, one of the Sajas, or I think that's the name, the Force users. Yeah, they pulled us aside and like, let's go in a circle.
Well, what's your story? You're like,
and
what's your name?
Everyone revealed their character. Oh, I'm Cliptu Noctu. I'm Glup Shido from Mustafar.
Yeah, and they remembered.
The whole weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin told the dude, hey, I'm Cal Barat.
And I love that because being called Cal the whole trip by the people working there was so fun. Yeah.
I made up a story that my name was Bliato Sherm, and I was a great collector. Yeah. You know, I played in my collection of action figures into it. I was like, I have shelves of great collectibles from across the galaxy. And they were bringing that up. Yeah. I was in the gift shop, and they were like, stocking up on those collectibles, are you? That was, for me, the most magical part of the whole experience.
Yes.
And the fact that she went and tried to get involved in that, and they went, again.
That sucks.
And it is her right to talk about how that hurt her trip.
Yeah.
I may have brought this up on here before. I don't want to out them if they don't want to talk about this story, but We know someone that went with a backstory, and again, they went early on too, where they said they were an intergalactic dentist, and they gave people business cards.
Yeah.
And someone there came to their room and said, "Hey, you're not allowed to distribute business cards.
Are you giving these out?"
And that really upset them.
Yeah.
I hope they don't mind me bringing that up.
Yeah.
I stayed at one of the Disney hotels once, and I didn't know that you had to stop at the gate and give them your credentials before you park your car. I was pulling into like the valet parking when I was staying at the hotel, and I didn't know I had to do that, and they scolded me. You're supposed to stop at the stop sign, sir. When you are treated like an idiot in a moment where you are really looking to like have a magical experience, you know what I mean? It extra hurts. It hurts having a shitty, I don't mean to curse, sorry kids, but it hurts having a lame moment in front of people anyway.
Yeah.
But when you're in this mode where you're using your imagination or you're going to, whatever, the Disney atmosphere, whatever you want to call it, it's extra lame. It's like, so anyway, we had an amazing experience, but I don't think any of that takes away. I don't think that video is negated at all. No. Like all of that should be talked about.
Yeah.
But again, it seemed like they worked out a lot of that stuff by the time we went.
Yes.
And for that, I am thankful because it was really amazing. So
it was so
sorry
fun.
that was kind of a tangent.
No,
on a Galaxy's Edge
to
episode.
Talk about it. We're here. We're talking about all this stuff. That's perfect.
So, but I wanted to bring up all the Galactic Starcruiser stuff because the one thing that is different now than 5 years ago when Galaxy's Edge opened is, as you said, like you said, they put a ton of the interactive stuff that was supposed to be here behind the paywall of that hotel.
Yeah.
And again, that's brought up in Jenny Nicholson's video, and it should be brought up. As much as we had a great time at that hotel, that is lame they did that.
Yes.
That doesn't change the fact that was a lame move.
Yeah.
And it really, again, it ties into Disney management today really just won't let anything go without nickel and diming it. Yeah. And it's really unfortunate.
They could easily take that technology, not even technology, just even the actors, and incorporate that here. If you want to get involved, have a check-in station. There you can make a backstory or name or something like that, and then throughout the land, people go like, "Hey, come here.
Yeah.
Like, I have a mission for you.
Yeah.
If you want to do it.
Yeah.
Can you go do this thing?" And have it be in the app, and then now you have a whole discourse going to ride this ride and get this thing. That'd be so much fun. But no, you have to go to this thing that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. So, it all just speaks to, again, the park management's inability to cut anyone a break.
Yeah.
Again, people were griefing me about, again, Rocco just said the Star Wars Hotel was amazing. He's just a Disney shill. He got caught being a shill. Again, I think, and you tell me if I'm wording this incorrectly, but we are fans of these parks. That doesn't mean I love everything Disney's doing. I have just as many criticisms, but as anybody else. But these parks were here before any of the people who are running it now, and there may be cool things in the pipeline and things like this. I still love Galaxy's Edge, but that doesn't mean I can't be critical of the things that I'm like, you used to do this and now you don't. Why not? I can be a fan of something and want the best of it and continue to critique it, and I just, I don't believe in well, if you like this thing, you better shut up about it. I just, that isn't helpful.
Being truthful about something that you enjoy is not a shill thing. It's not like, no, you're wrong. You're never wrong about enjoying something. Yeah. That's like...
But again, and even because we enjoyed something doesn't mean there isn't something inherently wrong with how it's being run. And again, at the end of the day, that Star Wars hotel, it closed. Yeah. It isn't like...
It didn't work.
Yeah. And the whole context of us booking it was February of last year. I just woke up one morning and I'm looking at people's media from the event and going, this ain't gonna stay open.
No, we got to get in.
That was why I messaged you. It's like, hey, if you ever want to see this thing, I think we need to book this. Yep. And we were right. We booked it and then they announced it's closing.
Yep.
So
I remember we were the day they announced it's closing, we were at Universal Studios filming something at Nintendo World.
Yeah.
And we're like, dude, it's closing.
Yeah.
Like we made it just in. It's closing 2 weeks after our day. Like
I still can't believe that happened.
I know. Oh,
but anyway,
just in time.
But yeah. So anyway, so that's all. I just wanted to get all that in. But anyway, so yeah, it really is a shame that so much of that RPG-esque element was locked behind that. But now I'll talk about on the fanboy side, on the side of it. And I will acknowledge we were lucky enough to go to that Star Wars hotel, that we actually did get to see it before it went away. Okay, like looking at the bright side of it, something that we have now that we didn't 5 years ago was it really did contain the other half of the story. They talk about Galaxy's Edge is a live your Star Wars adventure. Well, half of that adventure was locked behind that paywall.
And not built yet after the open. There was so much more story to this place in that side of it.
And once you stay at that Star Wars hotel, which again, no one will anymore, it really did give you the other half of the Galaxy's Edge story. Yep. And that's what I will say, as now speaking as a fan of the parks and the lore of, which I will say, I am unabashedly, despite what they put in or didn't put into the park, I love all the stupid lore that they put into Botte, Galaxy's Edge. I am a fan of it, and I will say too, I'm almost even made more. This is the part that, how do I say this? Is my least defensible part of this. Mm. It almost makes the lore more fun that it is kind of like not all the way finished. Like I get really I mean, I think you're on the same page where it's like things that are like not built, or like, you look at like the Roger Rabbit ride and it's like, look at the upstairs area. Mm-hmm. You were supposed to be able to go up there. Yeah. You could tell there's railings up there.
There was supposed to be a track up there.
Yeah, you almost get more fascinated by the thing they didn't build, There's a little bit of that for me in Galaxy's Edge. With the Botte lore, it's like, Oga's Cantina. Well, Oga, she, got in trouble for this and this, but look out for her and da-da-da-da. It's like, where is Oga? Like, maybe that was supposed to be a creature at some point, but she's not here.
Not here at all.
Or he, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the lore almost fascinates me more because it's this weird unspoken thing, but you can find clues of it around. You can find, this door, that's supposed to be where Oga goes in and out.
Yeah.
Like all the little remnants of a story here. It's just fascinating to me, like what the intention was and things like that. Well, anyway, again, so much of that was in that damn hotel. If you went to this park and you went to the hotel, you got its own Star Wars movie.
Yes.
And it's the most expensive Star Wars movie I've ever seen. But we went to, when we were staying there, it's like, today you're going to go out to Botte. If you're out there, can you talk to Hondo about we need more coaxium?
Yeah.
Like, the ship needs to jump to light speed, and if we don't get more coaxium, we can't do it. Yeah. So you need to talk to him about it.
So it loops the whole story of the ride, which we'd already been on.
Yes.
Into what that's used
it's like,
for.
That's why we're getting the coaxium on the Millennium Falcon ride.
He has a new spiel. Yeah. That's slightly different.
Yeah.
Kind of tying it in more.
Yeah.
Than his normal one.
Yeah. And, so that was cool. I'm going to, we'll go back to the Millennium Falcon ride in a minute. I have more to say about that. But it ties that in. Rise of the Resistance, the whole time we're in the hotel, it's like, go out into the mountain. There's a resistance base in the mountains. We need you to pay them a visit and drop off this signal. Like, there's, someone named Finn is out there and he might have a thing for us. Like, just turn on one of the satellites there. And then, but you know, and then while we're in line, we're getting a thing that's like, hey, the First Order might have found our base.
Yeah.
Meet with we're supposed to get a transmission from Rey about what to do next. Well, that's the ride. Yeah. You go in there and she's like, okay, we're gonna go to Pakara. We're gonna go on a ship to Pakara.
There's a big transmission, and you go do the story. You continue the story.
Rise of the Resistance is you trying to escape. You get caught by a Star Destroyer, and then the Star Destroyer gets destroyed, and you escape it.
Yep.
And then when we went back to the hotel, they were like, hey, you were supposed to do a covert mission. We heard a Star Destroyer got blown up. Yeah. Like, the First Order is going to find us now. And that's what happens in the hotel. The First Order Kylo Ren tracks us from that ride to the hotel and comes on the bridge.
Yeah.
It's a whole story.
Yep.
And it is, I'm so glad we got to experience that, but it breaks my heart that, like, well, that's gone.
Yep.
You'll never get the other half of that story now because you guys didn't go to this ultra expensive hotel and it closed for good. You know what I mean?
I know.
So again, I can be very grateful and stoked that we got to experience that, but that doesn't negate the fact that it was put into a package that did not work.
Yes.
It didn't, you know? And so I guess that's, to me, the big shame of Galaxy's Edge is that so much of that got locked into something that is gone. And now we could just watch YouTube videos of, you know, and that's it. And that to me is a shame. I still really enjoy Galaxy's Edge as is. Here we are. I enjoy it like a fun theme park land. Like we were saying, Epcot Pavilion from another planet. I love it. I really do.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the coin is that great shame of what could have been. There could have been more to it. You know, whatever. But I enjoy it as it is. I do think that all of that possibility, all of that what could have been, should have been.
Yeah.
I think people who are really locked in on it online that were looking at that stuff or you know, whatever, I think some people got really sucked into that and it ruins it for them. Like,
okay.
Like, look at all the stuff that they're not doing.
Yeah.
So I get that. But again, you and me, I think, stayed away from all that and got to just like this for what it was, and I do think that helped.
Totally.
That's all. I mean, I know I'm going on and on and on about it, but I enjoy it for what it is at base level, and I love reading all the stupid lore. I agree that the things that weren't done are a shame, but that never got in the way of just enjoying it as it is.
Yeah, that's even if you're not that into Star Wars, I think there's a lot here.
Yeah.
If you don't even care about the lore.
Yeah.
Just, this is fun for everybody.
Yeah. And that's what I think. I think I see a lot of people that are like, yeah, it's a big disappointment. And they kind of word it like everyone's disappointed in it. But I will just say, in my experience, whenever I go here with people who are not terminally online like me, they seem to go, whoa, that was cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Now, that being said, like my family, my mom and dad, you know, they're, for all intents and purposes, retired, and they have annual passes and they go. They were impressed by all this, but they don't really come back here. Yeah. Like, it's kind of out of the way. And, you know, so maybe, you know, maybe there's something to that in terms of like, maybe once you've done it all, maybe you don't come back. I don't know. But I think most people, when they come to it, are think it's cool. You know, if you're not expecting anything, it's like, whoa, awesome. You know? So the repeatability, I don't know. But most people, when I come here, you know, when we came here and we did your
bachelor party.
Yeah. Kevin wanted to do a bachelor party, and it timed perfectly when they were opening Rise of the Resistance.
The ride was like just opening through the app. You had to book you had to get in and get
the virtual queue
thing. But we actually rode a couple times through secret ways.
Yes.
And
cheater methods.
Well,
not
no.
We weren't sneaking on.
No. We had connections.
We got it in with a mouse.
but yeah, that worked out perfectly because it was like just opening.
Yes.
And a lot of like Rachel's family was here. They had never even been to Disneyland, and now they're riding on the newest ride here.
Yeah.
Right when it opened.
Yes. But my point with that is, we came here for your thing, whatever, and we made our thing was like, yo, it's gonna be a Galaxy's Edge day. And we were here all day, only in this land.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, again, maybe the repeatability is not good. I don't know. You know, I'm going to wager maybe not. But that day we did everything here. We did did we do the cantina? I think we did.
I think so. I can't remember. I know we built lightsabers.
We built lightsabers. Again, you're not going to do that every time, but we did. No.
But we ate here. We ate at the Docking Bay 7.
Anything we ate,
we
ate
had
here.
Ronto wraps.
Yes.
We rode both rides.
Yes.
Like,
we did spend the whole day here. It can be done. Again, I don't know if it's a repeatable thing. You're not going to build a lightsaber every time you come here. But for that day where everyone was coming to visit for your thing, and Rachel's thing too. I mean, she was involved in.
They were just split into two groups. Bachelorette party is they're doing their own thing.
Yeah. Boys only.
Boys only. Star Wars.
That was a hard rule. No.
No, we met up later and we all rode the big ride.
But we did make a day of it here.
Yeah.
You can do that. So I think that might be something like if you are someone who buys just a regular ticket.
Yeah. You
could spend the day in this land. As pass holders, are we going to do that all the time? I'm not sure. But you know, some people paint it as there's not enough to do, or you know, whatever. I don't know. We filled that day.
There's a lot to do here. If you look, there's a ton of cool stuff. Not the app. Don't worry about the app, but just stores to look at, food to eat here.
And I think that's one criticism that I do hear a lot all these years later that I disagree with is I always hear, and I think it was said in that video too, in that Starcruiser video, where it was like, a lot of people say it's like a big outdoor shopping mall with 2 rides. But I just don't agree with that.
Everybody who was disappointed in that regard, I felt thought they were getting a whole park.
Yeah.
And they're not.
Well, maybe they were expecting all of that world building stuff that didn't come.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't. To me, this whole land is themed awesome. And I just like being and hanging in this space.
Yeah.
And then it has 2 rides that I like a lot. Millennium Falcon ride has its haters, and I get that. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
We'll talk about the rides in a minute. But I understand, I get it. But I like it. And Rise of the Resistance is one of my favorite rides ever.
Yes, it's great.
And I just always go back to people are like, oh, it's just some shops and 2 rides. But I'm like, maybe this is not, you tell me if this is a bad take, but I'm like, okay, New Orleans Square, heavily themed, that's my favorite land.
Yeah.
And it's very well themed, and it's shops.
Yep.
And two fantastic.
Yeah, Pirates and Haunted
Don't
Mansion.
get me wrong, the 2 best rides of all time, in my opinion.
And a shopping district and a restaurant.
And I mean, that's what this stuff is. What else is, you know, I think the theming here is awesome. There has always been the debate, and years later, there is still the debate of, I still see people online. I can't believe they don't play the John Williams music while you're in the land.
Yeah.
And man, I don't agree with that.
No.
Right now we're hearing there's an alien practicing music in that window.
It's an alien band.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they're yelling at him to stop.
Yeah.
And then we hear someone else yelling in that window, and there's the droid back here talking, and
I don't want to hear any of that kind of
you know, and what blew my mind is they just started doing, we should talk about this too. They finally started, you could always see the fireworks from Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, because it's always where they do the fireworks is behind where they built Galaxy's Edge. Yeah. Just for the park. It's always been there.
Yeah, but they never played audio.
No, now you just see to watch the fireworks.
Yeah.
Same, no special audio or anything.
But now they just started doing this, by the way, and here's one of my criticisms. Why did it take 5 years?
Yeah.
To play new audio during the fireworks, to play Star Wars audio during the fireworks. Makes no sense to me. But they started doing it, and people online were like, yeah, this is what Galaxy's Edge was missing. And let me tell you, I went and saw that fireworks show, and they played the same 3 tracks I hear everywhere. It was, you know, and then it was the medal ceremony. And I'm like, man, people just want to hear these same 4 songs again and again. I just feel like we hear these tracks in everything.
Yeah.
And I don't think that would make this land better to hear the same audio you could hear in anything. Like, I just don't agree.
And we've talked about this, but they save it for special areas.
For the dramatic moments.
Yeah, they don't need it, like, I'm just walking around eating.
Yeah.
I don't need the Star Wars soundtrack playing.
I would rather feel like I'm in an alien place, you know, and it feels authentic.
Yeah.
That to me is more creative than Now I do like, apparently they tweaked the fireworks just recently.
Yeah.
Even I saw right when it started.
Yeah, and it just had the music. Yeah.
Now they have a droid that tells he's got a recording from his dead master. Like, hey, I was the archivist for Botte. Let me play tales from long ago, and they play whatever. Yeah. But they swapped out one of the songs, and now they play John Williams did a Galaxy's Edge theme.
Yes, I remember they released that before the park opened. Yes. It was on Apple Music and stuff.
Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, because that is the theme of the land. Yeah. They should play that. Yeah. So that's cool. That's a great addition. But you do hear that theme when you're on Rise of the Resistance, it kicks off there. Yeah. When it starts, Lieutenant Beck, we're going out now, and you start to hear da 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 da. Yeah. That's the theme. And it's on when you land the Millennium Falcon. Oh, they play it there. Yeah. So they use the theme in these moments, and the John Williams music kicks in when you're on both of those rides.
And the lightsaber battle.
And when you're
that battle. Lightsaber making.
Building. Building. And that, you know, again, there's a lot to do in this land, like you said, but I do want to reiterate, though, but it also does tie into the problem that we were talking about, which everything is a pay-for-play thing.
Yes.
You know, again, that lightsaber thing is cool.
It's expensive.
But it's a $200 ticket. Yeah. It's, you know, so again, there is lots to do here if you want to make a full day of it, but it doesn't change the fact that they lock all these things behind pay for this and pay for that. So I do like the land, but I'm also acknowledging the problems. Yes. So that's all. I just want to say that too. Yeah. But that lightsaber experience, if you are going to do it at least once, it is cool.
It is cool. And it does feel like the Starcruiser sort of thing where they're like really in character. It's an actor there, multiple actors, and they like really sell what you're doing right there. Not just, parts built the lightsaber. They wrap it up in this whole story that's awesome.
They're collectors, and they're telling you the importance of what you're doing, and they really feel it. It's really cool. So now I guess let's talk about that for a minute. Yeah. Since we have been here, again, what's changed in the last 5 years? They have changed. If you're doing the lightsaber building thing, they've changed the parts.
Yeah, they've updated it once, I think. I think there was a set of 4 when it opened. Yeah. And then we got some of those. Yeah. And then there's a set of 4 now. Yes. That I haven't gotten any of. Yeah.
They changed the pieces you can use.
Yeah, it's still the same 4 categories. Yes. But the pieces that go with that are different.
Yeah, have changed. Yeah. And they're all pretty similar, but the dark side, they call it power and control, the dark side saber. They made that, I don't know how to describe it. It looks way more S&M than it did before. We're talking spikes and buckles and shit. It looks like some Kingdom Hearts shit.
That's the one you took on tour?
Yes.
And you got stopped at every airport. They're like,
every
what
airport.
Is this?
What are you trying to get through?
It's got like spikes on it.
It's just this rod. It looks like it's going to inject evil into you. And I was constantly being asked, like, what is this? Well, what I thought you were going to say was that, I brought it on tour because I had a lightsaber routine in our live show. Yeah. Which, by the way, if you never saw it, Mega 64 Farewell Tour, I believe on Blu-ray.
Soon.
I don't know if that's on our store right now. Yeah. If it should be restocked at some point, but check it out if you didn't get a chance.
Yeah, you'll see the saber on that Blu-ray.
What I thought you were going to say is I cut myself every night. I was doing a routine with that saber, and I picked the one. Yeah, it has spike. I got one with spikes coming off of it. Yeah, and it cut my leg like 50 times over the course of that tour. So that sucked. Yeah. Every night I had blood running down my leg, and it's so funny because like someone left a comment on our trailer or for the tour. They were like, this was the show. I was there front row and I saw Rocco bleed, and someone was like, wait, you were at the Philly show? No, I was at the Chicago show. He bled like every show. He bled every night, didn't he? Yeah, okay. But anyway, but that evil saber
looks
dope.
so cool.
I got a special stand just for it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Again, I'm really into that stuff. Not everyone's going to be interested in that, but I do think it's cool they changed the parts up. But not much else to report there. That experience is cool. It's expensive.
Yeah.
What's funny is that they raised the price to like $250.
Yeah. Over the course of the years, like they raised
it was $200 when it started.
Yeah, and then it got up to $250.
Yeah.
And then like a year ago or more, it went down.
They lowered it, which you never hear Disney do that.
You've never heard Disney lowering a price.
From what I understand, it's still $250 in Florida.
Oh, really?
Because from what I understand, it's booked solid there all the time.
Yeah, so why?
Because it's tourists.
Yeah.
But, you got to know that the crowd makeup is so different on both coasts. Here in California, you have regulars.
Yeah.
We come here all the time. There's people who live in the area that come after work.
Yeah.
They have regulars. And whenever I check for lightsaber reservations here, it's never booked up.
Nope.
And so, I think they went, all right, make it cheaper.
Yep. Because what are we going to get lightsabers every time we come here?
No. Yeah. You got to do it again, though.
I did two.
You did two? I didn't even realize you did two.
I did two. I did one when we all did it. I think you, me, and Doc Ryan did one.
Yes.
And then I did another one for the bachelor party.
Yes.
And one was light side, one was dark side.
Yes.
And that's what I think I'm good.
No, now you got to do what's other than light side, dark side, middle ground. Fence sitter.
I think I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted the new evil looking one because it looked so goth.
Yeah.
I wanted that, but the other ones were pretty similar to the last. I didn't really care. But who knows? They'll change them again someday. Maybe we'll see. I'm an easy mark for some of that stuff. But anyway, so going to another thing though. It's been 5 years. I have still not built a droid.
Really?
I've never done it.
My wife Rachel did.
Yes.
And it's fun. It's cool.
Yeah.
But
it sounds fun. It sounds cool. I just never did. I never did it.
It's cool. And then you guys have a robot droid.
Yeah.
But like
I've always been more of a I want a lightsaber.
Yeah, lightsabers are cooler.
Yeah, the droid, I do want one, and it's like, they have the little backpack for it. That's cute, but I just never did it. At some point, I want to.
They always say it reacts to stuff around the land, so I've never really.
No,
I've never really experienced that. But again, I think with the droids, they added some more parts to there too. But I didn't follow that as much.
Yeah, they added now you can build. Well, what was it? You could build an R2 droid or a BB droid.
The R2 looking droid or the BB-8 droid.
But didn't they add like a third?
Maybe.
Like an R4 unit or something?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
But it's cool. You pick all your parts and then you build it, and then they have this kind of thing that brings it to life, and it's cool.
Yeah. So anyway, check that out. Well, I don't know. Maybe check that out. I never did it, so but it sounds like
fun.
Fun.
I liked it.
I'll do it at some point. Maybe if I do a bachelor party.
We'll all make droids
soon. Actually, I'll announce it here. I'm marrying that robot from the Star Wars Hotel.
Oh!
I downloaded a rip. Somebody did a cam rip.
And you just hold on to it?
Yeah.
I just put the USB stick. I found the USB.
Oh, good.
And I just downloaded it right into a.
No, you got a copy?
Yeah.
All right.
I got a copy.
No. Anyway. So I never did that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. Okay, I said we'd get to it. The Millennium Falcon ride.
Nothing's changed over 5 years.
I will say my biggest disappointment in Galaxy's Edge is that we are 5 years in and there is not a second location you go to.
There were supposed to be more than one at the start.
That's pathetic.
And
I think that is so pathetic.
You need to add more missions, more of that kind of stuff.
Everything I've heard is that, there were multiple locations ready to go, and they went, no, that's going to cost too much. Just do the one. And again, ties into the management is cutting every corner, and it sucks.
Yep. I want the second they add a new mission, I'm driving here and I'm going on it.
Yes. The fact that there isn't another one is inexcusable to me. I'll defend the Millennium Falcon still. So a lot of people have told me, it's whatever. I will say, if you're going with all your friends, it is a blast.
Yeah.
The problem is that some people go and it's just them or it's them and their girlfriend, and then they're in a cabin full of strangers.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of weird.
I can see that.
I get that.
I get that totally.
But when we go with friends, I guess I'm bragging that we have friends. Cool. And we're all yelling at each other. It's fun. I stand by it.
It's definitely one of those rides where the energy you put into it, you get back.
Yes.
If you go in just going like, okay, I'm gonna ride, you won't have as good a time as somebody who's super into it. Like, oh yeah, okay, do this. Like, stuff.
And I'm gonna again, hot take. I'm gonna stick up for something. I always hear, oh, if I get engineer, I just walk out of the ride. It's the worst because I always hear people say. Every now and then the wind is
kicking the awning over there.
People always say that if you were the engineer in the Millennium Falcon cockpit, that you are stuck looking at blinking lights instead of the screen. Look at the screen. Stay on that. They blast you with sound and air when something breaks.
Yep.
So you're looking at the thing and and then you gotta hit the button.
Okay.
And then you're back in it.
Yep.
You gotta watch what's going on, and then and
you're shooting the hooks and everything like that.
And maybe the fact that I'm explaining this, or I have to explain this to people, is a testament to the fact that maybe it doesn't work as well as it should.
Yeah.
So I don't denounce that, but I will say, once you know that, I mean, like you can't unknow that. Like you know that now, so go ride it.
Yep.
You can't. Oh no, I'm staring at the buttons. Yo, stop doing that. I'm telling you, don't do it. Anyway, so I hear people's. I hear it. I understand, but I really like it. I still do.
Still super fun.
There should be, the problem is the power of Star Wars and what it has is Star Wars has it's going to sound funny, has a romance to it. It's that music kicking in as again, like the lightsaber thing. You start to, you feel the force and the music kicks in.
The lighting changes and all that stuff.
There's a romance to it.
Yeah.
It's a fairy tale. The Millennium Falcon, looking for coaxium doesn't have that.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay, but they should have another one that is more like, hey, help so-and-so. What they should do is add like, hey, the Mandalorian is out. Like add that. That's popular right now.
Yep.
The Mandalorian is out searching for his lost whatever. And then maybe like the fucking Grogu uses the Force and you see it. Oh my gosh, he just moved that.
Yeah.
Add something that has like a magic part to it. Like, there needs to be like a romantic one and a get the coaxium, we're rogues kind of one, that would make perfect balance. But right now it's just robbing another train, it's not good.
No.
Comparably,
Yes.
So that's my biggest disappointment right now.
That is not added anything.
That is so lame.
It's built to do that.
Yeah.
It's built to change and add new stuff.
And they're not doing it.
Not doing it at all.
Boba Fett just showed up. He's right over here right now.
Oh, he is.
Dude, you think he'd be on? Wouldn't that be funny if he sat down with us? All right, guys, we got Boba Fett on the show. What's up? I don't know. I speak for you, but I'm not a big costume character guy. I don't
really take photos with costume
No, I don't care. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
But I do think it's cool when Mandalorian comes around. He has a fully animatronic
like Grogu in his satchel.
Like just the technology is cool.
Yeah.
Now that's another thing that has changed over the years.
Yes,
we should bring up that. Yeah, from the beginning they had Kylo Ren would walk around, the stormtroopers would look around, whatever.
Yeah. And Chewbacca.
Yes. But they finally caved a little bit on the timeline of this land.
Yeah.
And they went, all right, fine. Mandalorian is walking around. Yeah. All right, Boba Fett and Fennec Shand are walking around. And then just recently, Ahsoka was walking around, and Sabine Wren. All these characters from the shows are walking around. To me, that's how it should be. Make it feel alive.
Yep.
And I think one of the best things they've done, but I have yet to see it, is that they've got these little droids
They're the cutest fucking robots.
Yeah, they've got little, like, super high-tech droids walking around.
They're super high-tech. They walk around. They look like they're so cool. They hop around and stuff.
Yeah.
So cool.
They look like little duck droids.
I've never seen them. So.
I keep thinking I'm seeing them over there, but I think that's an actual duck. But yeah, it bums me out. I'm like, I want to see him in person.
Yeah.
I think Ryan saw him.
Yeah.
Why Ryan? Like, why not me?
That's a cool thing they've added.
Yeah.
I enjoy. I haven't seen it yet, but I do enjoy that they added robot.
Yeah, that was something that people thought they were going to have from the beginning is droids roaming around.
Yeah.
You know, and they're making it sound like that might only be during the Seasons of the Force event. You know, it's like, no. That should be happening everywhere all the time.
You need to add life to this area more than just what's built solid to the ground.
Exactly. So, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
So, whatever. That I still think it's a positive addition. They have characters going around. Okay, food. What food has changed?
I feel like Ronto Wrap right here, that and the drinks have not changed much. I think they added, they cycle, one weird drink at this place.
Yes.
They'll add, it's got, cream cheese foam on top or something like that.
Yes.
But the other, the other two, lemonade, sour sarlacc and stuff like that, and the Ronto Wrap have pretty much stayed the same since this opened.
Sour sarlacc, I actually have to correct you.
Oh, is that new?
Sour sarlacc went away. That was here the first year.
And it didn't?
No, I'm sorry. The pandemic, it didn't come back after that.
Oh, damn it.
That was my favorite drink here. Sour sarlacc did not
sour
return.
sarlacc was good.
Moof juice stayed.
Yes.
And that's in the docking bay or whatever.
Yeah. The docking bay actually changed, their whole
changes
menu,
all the time.
Their whole menu is different than what they had when they opened up.
I will say it's been 5 years. Again, might be a hot take. That Docking Bay 7 is one of my favorite quick service restaurants in the park.
It's super good.
I love it.
We tried it recently. I think you got some curry thing.
Yeah.
I got a chicken thing. It was so good, a pasta.
It was beef and curry, coconut curry noodles or something like that.
Oh, like bao kinda? No.
Yeah, they were bao tacos.
That was it.
Yeah.
It was like a steamed pastry puffed up and wrapped around
with
a piece
chicken
of chicken
in them or something.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
All the food there is pretty damn good, I think. I think that has stayed great. Ronto Wraps, I'm still a fan. I like them.
Yeah, they're super good. I like them.
They cost a little more, I feel like every time I come here.
Yeah.
You know, and it's okay, these are $14.50 now. I mean, I'm still going to say, if you never had one, you should get one.
Yeah.
But it's a bit much. That's my only complaint. But they haven't changed them, really.
No.
They're still good. But yeah, the food, I think the food is great here.
Yeah.
What's funny is there's something that they had at the opening of Galaxy's Edge. One item that they had that went away immediately was...
I think that was the first thing I ate here.
Oh, really?
Was that rib thing.
It's pork kadu ribs.
That's it.
That's what I had too, the first thing. Pork kadu ribs with a little blueberry muffin sphere or something.
Yeah.
And that went away. Well, this weekend, again, 5th anniversary of Galaxy's Edge.
Yep.
They brought it back just for this weekend. I think we're here. This is a Saturday.
Yeah.
I think Monday it's gone.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of cool. It was that's only here for now. So anyway, I'm really not hungry right now. But I'm like, should I get it just to have it? I don't know. Anyway,
Sporks never came back.
Oh, so yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, they were. Everybody during the preview was stealing them.
Yeah, they had their own custom silverware for Galaxy's Edge, and everyone stole them.
So by the time this opened officially, it was just normal silverware.
Yes,
and nobody was taking them. But then they brought that back for sale.
Yes, they sold the sporks.
They sold the sporks.
Yep.
I don't think they do that anymore.
No, they're gone.
But and now they're just back to. I want to say it's not even silverware. It's just the plastic you pull out of the thing, right?
No, they still give you silverware.
They still do.
Silverware.
Okay, good. But yeah, that was one thing that never they tried that out. Yeah, and it's gone.
The spork item did come back in November for in every November here in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
They celebrate Life Day.
Oh yeah.
Which in the I can't believe they do that, because that is from the Star Wars Christmas special. That there is a day called Life Day that the Wookiees celebrate.
Yeah.
The fact that there's action figures of the Wookiees in the red robe and all that stuff blows my mind.
And there's like merch that says Life Day. Dude, I swear they were having Life Day merch.
Yeah.
It said like Life Day 2022 on it for like, you could probably still walk over there and get it.
Yes.
Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
The orb, and this says Life Day on it. It's like, they made way too many of those.
Yes, they did. But they did sell a Life Day spork, and it was in a Life Day. It said Life Day in Arabesh on a red pouch, and it was like a gold spork.
Really? I didn't know that at all.
And it had Life Day etched into it, and they sold that at the thing in November, and I did get one, and it was cool. That I'm not going to eat with. I'm keeping that.
Yeah, you got to keep that fresh.
Yeah, but the other one I happen to have, I don't know where I got it. I did eat with that one. Okay. Mandalorian.
Is that Mando?
There. We got Grogu. I'm waiting to see if the droids show up.
Yeah, I don't think they come this way. I think they just stick in that little, that weird area between that side of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and the marketplace. You know that where that big bantha was supposed to come out and walk around and stuff like that. That weird doorway. They're always over there.
Oh, really?
I don't see them like walking around here very much.
I thought they were by the droid thing.
And maybe,
but I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm terrible at knowing where anything is.
But again, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Damn it!
That was Mandalorian.
You never saw any Mandalorian?
I saw for first like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
It wasn't really my thing.
Yeah, I just rewatched because it came out on 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I got them for Christmas. I was like, I'll pop these in. I'll rewatch them. And I think it's all. How do I say this? It's what I call Ghostbusters 2 syndrome.
Yeah.
Where people are like, oh, Ghostbusters 1 classic, but 2? Oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. I'm watching Mandalorian season 1 and 2, and people feel strongly about like, oh, 1 is so good, but 2 is. I'm like, this is the same shit. I don't know, man. I don't love or hate all. I'm like, it's all fine.
Yeah.
There's a little too much fan servicey shit in the second season.
Okay.
But there's also a lot of totally unmemorable episodes in the first season. So to me, it's like it all balances out. It's all fine.
Yeah.
It's whatever. None of it is that riveting to me that it's upsetting either way. I'm just like, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, I felt that way about all the Star Wars streaming shows. I don't think any of them are bad, but I don't think they're like, whoa. It's like, oh, cool. That was fun. All right.
Yeah.
It's all stuff that I would have killed for in 7th grade. Book of Boba Fett is the thing that gets like roasted the most. Like, oh, this was so stupid. And I'm like, I guess that's the one I'll defend the most. Like, not because I even think it's great. It's not. But it's the one that, like I said, if I was in 7th grade, I would have lost my shit. I'm watching this like, this is stuff I would have wrote in my notebook in junior high. Boba Fett rides on a Rancor and fucking beats up there's like an evil Wookiee, and it reeks of like some kid playing with his he fights this, and all these adults that I know were like, fuck this show, it's not, and I'm like, man, I don't know, as a junior high kid I would have been crying at this. So you know what I mean, I watch it with those eyes and I enjoy it, but it's I'm not gonna say it's good, but you know what I mean.
Totally.
So anyway, so I just see the characters and it reminds me of that. Anyway, sorry, a little bit of a tangent.
No.
Rise of the Resistance, not much to say there. It's not on the virtual queue anymore.
Yeah, that's good. You can actually just do the Genie Plus thing or just walk on to the thing.
Yeah, I think it's pretty universal. It's a lot easier to get on it now.
Yes.
I will say, I will give a shout out to, man, this one YouTube channel. You know, I don't really watch. I will just say, and no diss to this guy, but I don't really watch vloggers or people that film themselves in the parks. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I would rather just I'm spoiled. I get to go to the parks.
Yeah.
I don't need to watch people's videos that they're in the parks, you know?
I understand if you live hours and hours and hours away from places.
Yeah, that's like your fun thing to watch.
It's a cool way to watch and experience this stuff.
Yeah. But that's not my thing.
Yeah.
but I got to give it up to this guy for putting in the time. Fresh Baked is a channel on YouTube where he went on Rise of the Resistance like every day for like 2 months or something. Just to gather info. Yes. And he was like, okay, and he has all this info on like, all right, when is it the most crowded? When's the best time to go on it? When's whatever. Yeah. And he was like, straight up, the wait time that they put, it is almost always 60% of whatever they say.
So he looks at it, gets in line, and then times himself.
All right, what's 60% of that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it really was.
Yep.
That has been valuable
We've
info.
noticed that.
Yes.
Like every time we get in line, it's never as long as what it says.
Yes.
And so like
it's really, and it sucks that it's like this because again, and I do think this ties into Disney has no incentive to get the most accurate wait time because they want the chaos. Yeah. They want you to go, oh, is it going to be that long? Is it whatever? Because what's the easiest way to through it? Yo, get Genie Plus and cut through this.
Yep.
You know, buy that add-on to your ticket and then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You know, so that ties into the bigger problem still. But if you want to avoid that, unfortunately, I would say your best bet is just walk by the ride and look at it.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at it, if it says an hour and whatever, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, there's like the line doesn't even come out of that cave.
Yeah.
I'm getting in.
That cave is the key.
Yeah.
If you see a ton of people outside waiting, maybe skip or come back later. But if you see just a bit and it goes into the caves, you're good.
Just ignore what the wait time is.
Yeah, just ignore it and get in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that guy did so much intel on it. It was like mind blowing. Yeah.
Not much has changed with the ride over 5 years. The only thing is that effect with the guns is
the cannons.
Yeah. Like near the end of the ride, it doesn't work anymore. They've shut it off for I think timing reasons.
And if you notice, the ride breaks down a lot less than it used to. And I heard that a big part of that behind the scenes was the timing of those cannons firing.
Yeah, it would fire and then you would move. And
it's like you were dodging them.
You were like dodging them.
Like a video game level.
And getting them out of the way of these firing, like big cannons shooting out into space.
Huge cannons that look like they would knock you out.
Yeah.
And apparently the timing of that would screw the whole ride up.
Yep.
And every time that ride goes down, it's like an hour.
Yep.
At least.
Just to reset it, do all that kind of stuff.
And so, I think the management was like, yo, it's not worth this one effect.
Yeah.
And it just sucks because that's one of those, again, classic Disney ride details that makes it cool that has to be sacrificed in the name of getting a big amount of people through that ride.
Yeah.
You know, and you hate to lose that. But every ride has one of those.
Every ride has an effect that doesn't last.
After the first month.
So go on every ride as soon as you can because there'll always be one effect
still good advice
that they'll shut off.
Yep.
And you'll never see that again.
I mean, how many people still remember Indiana Jones having rubble fall from the ceiling? And it was actually made of ice that would melt.
Yeah.
And it screwed up the ride.
And it didn't even happen to every like it was only it's like every three cars or something like that.
Yeah.
So
you had to be lucky.
There's always, and there was one in Smuggler's Run that they actually turned back on that I was stoked. It was not really on the ride.
Oh, what was that?
Remember the doors that closed before you entered the spiel area?
Oh, yeah. The doors. Yeah.
And after like the first month, they just let's leave them open. Don't worry about it. It's slowing everybody down. But now they're doing it again. They're closing the doors.
Yeah, what happened there? I didn't think that would ever come back.
It seals everybody into the room where Hondo like talks to you about everything. Mm-hmm. And
it's better theatricality to have the doors like you don't get to see what's like what am I heading into?
Yeah, you don't hear what's going on in there.
Yeah.
It's like
and then they close you in. It's a more intimate thing.
Yep.
With the awesome the Hondo animatronic is
so
amazing.
Good. Yeah.
Maybe a lot of people don't care about that, but it's those little details that these rides should have.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
God,
You have popcorn kernel in your teeth?
I have the biggest popcorn husk.
Yeah.
Stuck
I hate
right
when that
happens.
I hate when that happens.
Hold on.
When it gets stuck in your gums?
Hold on. Thank you, God, it's gone. I could not continue. I'm sorry. Anyway, but that's all. Rise of the Resistance, we lost that effect.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's still
cool. Great ride.
Still great.
Super well done. Super fun. Even if you don't like Star Wars, I think you'll have a great time on it.
Yes. They're still putting out cool lightsaber hilts of all the characters.
They haven't like it's to the point where if there's any character, they get a lightsaber.
Yes.
Like any TV show, any game, they do lightsabers for every character they can.
And what's awesome is they do that, and then if you wait a little longer on the lesser known characters, they'll just mark them down.
Yeah. Didn't they change the lightsaber? Isn't it like thicker now or something, or thinner?
Some of them are.
Yeah. I thought they adjusted what like the internals will look like, or they.
Well, the new ones that come out now are chargeable by USB-C. Instead of AA batteries.
The other ones with AA batteries. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
But there was a rumor they were going to replace them all with the new models, and they didn't.
No, they never did. Okay. Yeah, I've never got any pre-built ones. I only have the ones that I built.
Yeah, they put out. I am a mark for the legacy lightsabers.
Yeah. Because Darth Maul. All that
I love the Galaxy's Edge lightsabers, and that's my weakness.
Yeah.
When they do a cool one, I think the best one that they put out was actually Qui-Gon Jinn from Episode 1, because his has like this grooved side to it that it's so heavy and it's so legit die cast metal, and it has these grooves and it just looks so slick. They nailed it on that, and it's USB-C and it's awesome. I'm killing myself. I'm not. Don't worry, guys. I'm not. I'm kicking myself is what I should have said. That I was here yesterday to get the so for the 5th anniversary of Galaxy's Edge.
They're doing a bunch of merch.
Yeah, they did a I guess Jedi Master Ki-Adi-Mundi that's in Episode 1. He has a lot of lore ties to Botte.
Oh, okay.
And he gave his lightsaber to Doc Ondar, who owns the shop over there.
With an animatronic of him in there.
Yeah. And so for the 5th anniversary of Galaxy's Edge, it's Doc Ondar's personal like engraved box that he has like with his signet on it and all that stuff. And then you open it up and it's Ki-Adi-Mundi's saber inside. They've never sold a saber before.
Yeah.
And I love anything that is park exclusive. Like it's something that's tied into the lore of the park. It's not a movie thing. It's Batuu lore. I love that.
Yeah.
Anytime it's something specific to the parks, I'm a huge fan. So I was like, damn, I need that. I got here so early in the morning because anytime there's an exclusive lightsaber, there is a line down the block to get it. And I'm like, I don't want to spend all day here. I'm gonna get here at rope drop. When that rope drops, I am in Galaxy's Edge to get that saber. I got here and it was just me. I went into Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities and the woman there was like, yeah, so you want this thing, huh? Yeah, it's just you. All right, here you go. I was like, all right. Anyway, so the crowds did not turn up for Droll Ki-Adi-Mundi. I guess during May 4th, May the 4th be with you, they did a set of Darth Maul's double-edged lightsaber.
Yeah, in a box. Yeah.
And when you opened it put the music.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, which is cool. I already have his lightsaber. I did a whole video with it.
Yeah.
So I didn't need that, but I think the crowds did come out for that. Not Ki-Adi-Mundi. He got the shaft. But anyway, I'm kicking myself because that's in my car right now.
Yeah.
And
we weren't planning on doing this episode this time
today. We have a few themes in mind.
Yeah, we have a couple ideas and we were talking about them, stuff like that. But then we're like, oh wait, no, this is happening right now.
It's the perfect time to do it right now.
Yeah.
And I could have had that saber. I could have had it right here. It would have been the perfect display right here. The saber. You guys will never know what it looks like now. Sucks. Anyway, they had all kinds of 5th anniversary Galaxy's Edge like shirts and hat, whatever.
Yeah.
We could have worn all that. You didn't bring what? CKY2K? What does that have to do with Galaxy's Edge?
Nothing.
Thanks.
Yeah, you know me. I spend a lot of money in the park.
Yeah. Did Bam do something on Batuu? Like, what's going on? Doc Ondar said he got a whole Den of Antiquities. I think I try to put a Bam impression in every form of media.
Yeah, I think
I need to stop, and I'm sorry.
Turn your crown upside down.
But anyway, so they released a lot of merch. Go figure. Anything else? I still think if there's anything for them to improve, it's Add another planet to the Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
I think. Listen, I go. Let's talk the cantina. I go to that cantina pretty much when I'm with someone who doesn't normally get to go.
Yeah,
like when it's you and me, we don't go there.
No. But it's like easy to get on the wait list typically.
Yeah.
And you just go. Yeah.
But that's another thing I would put on the list of like, we got to improve that situation.
Yeah.
When I go there, it is like, get in here. All right, they are kicking you out before you've even started.
Yeah.
Like you get in there and they're like,
what do you want?
What do you want? You can only be in here 45 minutes. What do you want? They really got to add that, it was supposed to be, the cantina was supposed to be the opening room for a restaurant.
Yeah, and they never did wait there, you have a drink and stuff like that, and then you go, okay, your group's ready, go for dinner.
Yeah, and they never made good on that. They should expand that.
Yeah. They should. They have the space.
Make a restaurant.
I think that all went to the Starcruiser, the dinner show and everything.
Well, and again, Jenny Nicholson in her video, she shows artwork that she found that she's like, this restaurant artwork that was for Galaxy's Edge looks layout wise the same as the one in the hotel.
Yeah.
So they should bring that experience
now that's gone,
here. Yeah.
and it's like, did they just throw that idea away now?
Yeah.
Like
they should bring that here.
Yeah.
And hey, you could charge a lot for it.
Yeah.
If it's dinner and a show, people will pay it. I'll pay it. I would go to that. I love Star Wars. I would do it.
Yeah.
They need to make that experience better because the cantina, I feel like I'm not. There's certain things here where they make you feel valuable as a guest. Again, when you do the lightsaber thing, it's like, whoa, they treat you like, oh, you're in this with us. When you eat at the Blue Bayou, oh, how was your day?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. They always treat you really good. You're a guest. And then there's some things here that slip through the cracks, and the cantina is that one to me. When I go, I never feel like a valued guest. It's like, what? Okay, move over so we can fit more people here. Yeah. Okay, what do you want? Did you already order? What do you want? It's just like this sucks.
Yeah.
That being said, if I'm going with friends, I still have a good time.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. It's just not a conducive atmosphere. It's like just this isn't in line with everything else.
Yep.
It needs to be reformed.
I agree.
I would say improve that, add the expansion of that, whatever.
Improve the app or do something way more involved with the lore, not the lore, but like the interactive elements. Like I want to go on adventures here.
Yeah, make it so that physical things happen in the land.
Yeah.
Would they ever add a third attraction to this land? I don't know. That would be cool.
I remember there's space for it.
Yeah.
I remember before this was even built.
Yeah.
They always kind of do this. They go, here's where this is gonna go. Here's where this is gonna go. And then they always have this plot that's like future expansion.
Yeah.
They don't announce anything. They just go, if we did, we would put something here.
Yeah.
And they had that for this.
Yeah.
But no new ride. And like, who knows if they ever will? I don't know.
Yeah. So, we'll see. But aside from that, what else?
Food's good.
Yeah, food's fine.
I don't think you need to change anything.
Just
there.
Again, if they added a sit-down dinner experience, that would go a long way.
I think so too.
That would be like, people are always booking up Blue Bayou, or over in California Adventure, Carthay Circle is their big sit-down restaurant. Mm-hmm. They could have another one of those.
Yep.
This would book up constantly.
Yeah.
If they did that here. So there's a lot that could improve. I still want to see more creatures.
I know.
Again, to go back to the cantina, there should be creatures behind the bar.
Yeah.
You should see Oga. You should see, Mitrotor, whatever. The alien that was in the Star Wars hotel, the Rhodian chick.
Yes.
And again, that was awesome. Love that character. But again, I agree with Jenny Nicholson. It's like they did one. There should have been 8.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean what was there wasn't awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
But there should have been more, and that's it's just this kind of minimum mentality that is really hurting them.
Yeah.
For future generations, like that may go later. It's like, whatever. It's like in the long run that may hurt them. But anyway, bring that creature, make another one of those alien heads, and bring it here, and have her show up in the cantina.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
Just as a patron, like talking with people.
Yes, going from table to table. Why are there not aliens in there going table to table?
I know, it's crazy.
I would pay more to do the cantina if I knew that was going to happen.
Yep.
You know, the Rex animatronic is cool.
Yeah.
But I would pay more if they were going to table. Oh, a chuta. Oh.
Yeah.
Panta puru, you know? What did I just say?
I don't know.
Basically, I called you Pantha shit. So, enjoy that. Aside from that, you know, I didn't know too. We're right across from this platform where they have they're working on vehicles.
Yeah.
Supposedly, this was going to be loading on and off for the Pantha creature.
Oh yeah.
They said that's why they built this thing in the first place.
Yeah.
Is you would go up a thing and hop onto it.
Yep.
Doesn't that suck?
Yeah.
I can't build that. They said that was far. I have heard that there is infrastructure for that thing back there.
Yeah.
It just sucks. And again, a lot of these upper platforms are rigged for battles. Like Rey versus Kylo Ren that we saw in the hotel was supposed to be up here.
You can do all that up here. Yeah.
It just kills me, man.
Yeah.
So there's still unlocked potential.
Yeah.
Or potential that is locked away. And there really is a sorrow beneath it all. But on the surface level, I still really enjoy it here.
Yep. Super fun.
Yeah.
It's very enjoyable, even if you don't like Star Wars.
Yeah.
I think I'm excited if they do anything else in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
But I still like what's happened in the last 5 years.
Yeah. That's basically where I sit with it.
Yeah.
It's a shame about the hotel. It's a shame this and that, what could have been.
Yeah.
But I'm still liking it. But there's still things that are yo, guys, get with it. Turn this up. They made some improvements. I'd like more. But I still like coming here.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's rumors that Pandora may come to California.
That'll
I would
be
love
awesome.
that.
Yeah,
I would
totally
love that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say.
Yeah, me too.
That's all. Any other Star Wars stuff you want to talk about? Go on a rant, epic rant.
The Last Jedi was the best Star Wars movie ever made.
So waiting for the comments on that. Go ahead. All right. I can't see them yet. I can see them. Dude, I watched Attack of the Clones the other day.
Good, right?
Man, we really have a grass is greener thing going on with those prequels. These are, oh man, that was still. I love that world. I love the lore. I love. Oh, George Lucas. His imagination is alive in Phantom Menace. But man, I saw that in the theater, and it's that Jar Jar's shit was just. Still, but whatever. The imagination is so it's addicting. I love a display of imagination at that level.
Totally.
With a blank check to do it. I still love seeing that.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. We don't need to go into the movies. All right. Anyway, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So next episode, we'll probably go back. We were talking about a few things. Mm-hmm. We may go back to ranking of favorites,
where we just go through our favorites of something or our favorite thing.
I think we might do. I don't know. This is getting ahead of ourselves here, but we may do something generally about our favorite details and parks and stuff.
Yes.
So if there's any details you really like, give us yours. Let us know in the comments. But also, if there's anything you want to see in an episode, the only problem is I ask this a lot. What do you want to see an episode on? Let us know. And people do not look at the past ones, so they're like, Haunted Mansion. It's where we did that 5 years ago. Oh, Pirates. That was our first episode. So look at some back episodes. Let us know if there's anything we haven't covered.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I think that's it.
Cool.
What cool stuff do we have? Oh, my popcorn fell over.
Oh, no.
I got s'more corn. That sounds like a Star Wars creature, but no, they just put
they put s'mores.
Well, they said it's s'mores.
It's Golden Grams, M&Ms, and marshmallows.
Yes, that's what they did. So, you know what? I'm gonna have some of this. Meanwhile, you guys soak up Galaxy's Edge. Just like Garrett on the opening night of Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Soak up the hype. Here we go.